Hey, best friends.
Welcome to another episode of the Bestie Advice, where we discuss all things relationships.
Hey, besties. Welcome to another edition of the Bestie Advice. This is a special edition of the Bestie Advice. I'm your host, Irene, with my bestie, Karan. Hey, girl.
Hey, besties.
And today we're so excited. As you can see, we have Stefanie and Tjuana. So you know what that means. This is going to be good. We're going to be reviewing a movie. I'm so excited to have them both here. I love them both down. We're going to get in all things Netflix, Tyler Perry, Kelly Rowland. We're going to be talking about, and Trevante Rose, we're going to be talking about Mea Culpa today. We're going to give y'all the rundown on our opinion. We're going to
disclaimer.
The good, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, and then we'll give what we rated. So, hey, Stefanie girl.
Hey.
I'm so glad that you are able to join us for this review. I really want to hear your opinion.
I have one.
Hey, Tjuana girl. Hey, girl.
Hey.
This is our newlywed over here. How is married life?
It is good. Good. Everything is good over here in the Williams household.
I love it. So, Karan, oh my God. Where do we start? You want to talk about the good, what we liked? Let's talk about what we liked. We're going to let's ease into it. Now, I will say Kelly Rowland looked beautiful. And I was so glad they gave the wigs, like, the bad stage play wigs. The white woman had the bad stage play wigs. I'm glad Kelly Rowland's wigs was fierce and her clothes.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. And it's funny what you're saying. That I was literally going to start with that. Her fashion, everything she wore.
Hot.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Yes. I wonder if she said, I need to bring my team in. Like,
and it's funny. Somebody said that I read that where it's kind of like, okay, yeah, give me the script and I'm bringing my crew. They're going to do the hair and everything else. I'm bringing my crew. But the same thing with Trevante, like his hair, was some added hair, but it still looked good. It still looked good. It was shaped for his head, all of that. Everybody looked nice. Their hair was nice. Nothing looked off. Yeah, the mama's wig was a little, but everybody else, as far as was cool. But I enjoyed the movie. Surprisingly, I did enjoy the movie. It's a lot I can say about it, but I'm not going to even get into all that. I'm going to wait. But the fashion, again, the hair, all of that was good for me. That's my good. That's my good.
Stefanie, what was your good?
I feel like Aretha Franklin, beautiful gowns. That's visually, I do like how it was shot. Like the scenes with the paint. I'm sure we'll get into those scenes, but whoever shot it, I feel like they were really paying attention to what was going to look good on camera. Even the twist, I was shocked. So Tyler Perry did put on his thinking cap for that. I'll save my fashion comment for later because that goes into the negatives. But I think the visual shooting of it was probably the best part for me.
Like visually, that's good. Okay, Tjuana.
Yeah, it was definitely the fashion for me because that one suit that Kelly had, I was like, I need to find that because it was like a professional suit, but the whole back was out. I was like, I'm gonna need that suit. So it was definitely the fashion for me. That was like the best thing. And then it was some parts in there. Like I think that I know we're gonna get into it, but I think paint stock has went up, baby. Okay. Because that whole shot when they just showed them laying there, I was like, wait a minute now, what is this? So yeah, I think the paint stock went up. So yeah, that was like that.
Yeah, and I do like the fact, I will say, that Kelly Rowland was a producer on this.
I
I really am proud of how she's really trying to build her career.
Yeah.
And so when I found out that she was like a producer, I was like, okay, that's way to go. And I really like that. Tyler Perry is just doing his thing on, with Netflix and all these other networks. I like that he's giving other actors and actresses a chance. He's really hiring a lot of African American people to work on his team. I think that, releasing that movie in Black History Month, I think was a win for all of them. So I really did like that. Overall, like the idea of the movie, overall, I liked it. I just think going into the bad, I just wish sometimes Tyler Perry would consult other people or have other people kind of look at it to see if is this kind of realistic? Because I'm sorry, y'all, as beautiful as Kelly Rowland is and Trevante Rhodes, what bothered me about the sex scene, it just you was turned on by him doing the sex with the white woman. He pushed her off, and then y'all have sex, and nobody washed.
Yeah.
Nobody washed. Like, that's where my mind was going. And then I'm like, and then with the paint, it's like, is your pH balance going to be off? Like, all these things was going through my mind. So for me, as beautiful as it was, my mind just went, you didn't have a woman look at this. You didn't have a Black woman look at this, because I can't imagine walking in a room and I'm enticed and there's somebody on top of you, and then where'd they go? What happened to them? Where did the lady go?
He told her to leave. He literally told her to leave. When she came upstairs, when Kelly came upstairs, that girl got up and left, like stage left.
But she ain't put on no clothes or nothing.
Maybe her clothes is downstairs on the first floor. They started on the first floor and then they kind of worked their way upstairs.
All I saw was UTIs all in the place. Somebody going home with that infection.
No. My thing was, you are a whole married woman. You knew you were going to leave there to go back home. And you didn't care you had blue, green, yellow, orange, gold all over your bate, and that, it might not come up. See, I be thinking too much. Like, no, we ain't gonna be able to use that. No, we're not gonna be able to use all them foreign objects and supplies. And no, I gotta go back home. Unless she was that caught up in the moment, you should have pressed pause. No, we're not gonna be able to do that.
I think he was capturing her being emotional, because remember, she had left. She was getting ready to leave, and then she got the call from her best friend to say he had saw her husband in a hotel with the other woman or whatever, show her video or something. And so she was like, wait a minute. And she went back inside. But I still, even with the build up of them having conversation and her being his lawyer and him like trying to reel her in, saying little slick stuff, and she kind of like pushed it away, I still felt like even those conversations, I didn't see the connection. So what I did do, I compared it to his other movie, Temptation. Like, you saw Journey and she was like leaning into it, right? You saw her like, I'm about to go. I didn't feel like Kelly was about to go. Like, it just kind of like just happened. And I was like, I didn't feel that connection.
And then what Black woman, I'm sorry, is going to sit at the table and your mother-in-law talk? I got a Black mother-in-law and I still wouldn't let her talk that trash to me. I'll be like, you going to deal with this? Like, I'm mad for her. And I was like, I don't care if she got cancer, high blood pressure. I don't care what it is. You're not going to talk crazy to me. So for me, I was like, y'all trying too hard to make this. And then the ex-girlfriend there, y'all, one of y'all would have had to come and get me. Yeah, I drug her. I just drugged the girl by her head. Like, somebody would have to come and get me. Like, none of that to me. That's why I said, who's reading these scripts, because no.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he doesn't have somebody who reads his scripts from beginning to the end to say, well, in chapter 1, you said this happened. So this can't happen in chapter 15. Like, there's nobody checking for the consistency
Mhm.
of it. Even we talked about Kelly's fashions. Kelly was dressed, but I have an issue with how Tyler Perry dresses his attorneys. Andy on Sisters is an example, and now Kelly.
True
Yeah.
that.
What
True
law
that.
firm are y'all going to dressed like this in real life? Like where y'all for real working? So I think he tends to go a little bit overboard.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, yes, we want her to be fashionable, but every day she dressed like that at work, and you the only Black woman in there, and ain't
Right. That
nobody
part.
saying nothing.
That part. That part.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And even his consistency of what attorney did you have read this that's showing up at this attempted murderous house by themselves on
Thank
multiple
you.
occasions?
I was
Multiple
thinking the
times.
same thing.
Right.
Multiple times.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think he goes into a fantasy world and just gets
Mhm.
stuck there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the movie's over. Like
I
when he
like
comes out, the movie's over.
right. I did like Kelly Rowland scenes with Ronrico. I thought that those scenes were really good. I like him as an actor. So I did like his part. I'll have to say I was excited every time he got on the screen. So I'm like, okay, what is he gonna
Yeah.
bring? I think he's a
Yeah.
really
Right.
good
Right. Right.
actor. I would have loved to have seen kind of more of him.
Mhm.
Because the husband fell flat to me. And then I would have loved for them to explore that storyline more, like what he was getting high on his own drugs, like, and he's
Right.
fired.
Right.
Why they never told the family? Like it was, I just feel like it was some plot holes that they really could have
Mhm.
extended the movie
Mhm.
if they would have explored a little bit more to make us more invested in
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
why this marriage should be saved. I just felt like Kelly was angry.
Mhm.
He was fumbling around. Like, I don't know. It was kind of, I just felt like I wanted to see more about that. So I thought that was kind of like a little bad spot in the movie too.
Yeah.
I
Even the
think
way
with
he came
with
on.
Ty-
Go
mm,
ahead, Caroline.
no, I was just gonna say with Tyler Perry, I know a lot of times it's about the money because he's like funding everything. So it's
Mm.
like I believe that he's very time conscious and uh like I'm trying to pack all of this within 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Because when you think about it, if he had made this maybe 3 hours, will it really, really capture everyone's attention? Like, dang, that's a 3 hour movie. So I think he was trying to pack too much into that short amount of time. It's almost like he needs to make it like a two-part series or something, to kind of get everything out there. He could not have done it in the 2 hours. What was it, like 2 hours and maybe 24 minutes, if it was even that?
Yeah, it was a
So
lot
I
of
think
things that
we're
I didn't either.
What you
say
say,
that
Twan?
again, Tjuana.
There was a lot of things that I didn't like. The end when she walked into this red room. I'm like, out of all the time she been to this house, now you just not seeing this red room in the house.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from? I'm like, it just didn't. I'm like, it was a lot of things. I'm like, that maybe they should have kind of walked us
Yeah,
in that. But I'm like, she been at this house too many times. This is your mother-in-law's house, so you never saw, or your brother-in-law's, whoever house it was. You
yeah,
obviously wasn't your first time coming there, but you just not seeing this red room. I'm like, why? And then the whole way she got her phone and then just kind of, it was just like real fake to me. How she
hmm
grabbed the phone, then all of a sudden your knee just fall on the phone. I'm like, really? It's just so
and then Kelly, you not catching on.
right.
Like,
Like,
I
yeah,
need the light bulb to come on. I need, first of all, your brother-in-law basically can't stand you because you took this case. Like, he didn't like the fact that you took this man's case
Right,
because
right.
it was a challenge to him. Because it could be that, hey, she may win this and it's not going to look good for me. But you're gone. You didn't get on this plane or whatever. You left the country. Where did she even go? Wherever she went, overseas. She's like, I
Dominican,
had to. Where was she at? Jamaica,
Dominican.
Dominican. So I got to clear my head. Whatever. You see this girl that quote the man murdered. You see her. Then, like, the second person you call is the brother-in-law.
That's why I said it was just who read the script.
Right. And then he's telling you, oh, yeah, I'm going to get on it. Come right home. That don't even sound right.
Right.
I'm gonna stay right here. Okay, thank you. Tell my husband I called. Right, bye bye. Like, I mean, come on.
But I mean, even with that scene, this lady was first a waitress in Italy because that's where old dude met her. Now you're a waitress in the DR. You are a waitress. Where is she getting the money to go to these different countries to work? And why
Unless
is
they
she
were
doing it?
paying her. But so she was a whole part of like taking her down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they paid her off. But then
And you're
again, you
still a
pay her off.
waitress?
I was about to say, but then again, you pay her off and you work. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought she was the cleaner, like the hotel room
She
cleaner.
was.
Yeah,
She was.
it was too many holes in the
Yeah.
plot that just
Right.
that really bothered me. And I couldn't shake it from
Mhm.
even when they started out with my mother has cancer. I was like, that lady looked fine the whole time. I was like, she don't got no cancer. She's evil. Like, I was just trying to figure out, okay, is she gonna die in the movie? Like, what? I couldn't do it. Then she
What's the
had the
purpose?
do-rag all wrapped around her head. I was like, what are we doing? Like, I was confused just to have the wig back on again. Again, it goes back to that consistency. You got the wig on, then you in a do-rag, now you back in the wig. So I just was like, Tyler.
It was a lot, but he did have to throw his I did see the Medea play thing in there with the frying pan. I don't know if y'all
Where?
saw
Oh
that.
yeah.
At the end, I
No,
was like,
where?
when he was attacking her, the brother-in-law was
Oh,
attacking her, he fell on the floor and she hit him one time and then she just came back and I just saw Medea play, just that whole frying pan thing. I was like, okay, he had to throw something in there. I just thought
it's
that was interesting.
it's funny. So one of my friends on Facebook, he put this post out there and he said, that if Tyler Perry's name was not on the movie, we would have loved it. Like literally, that was his post. That if Tyler Perry's
I
name
don't
was
think
not
so.
on the movie, we would have loved. I think, truth be told, me personally, when I first started watching it, no, prior to watching it, when I think I ran out, no. I'm trying to think if I actually saw the trailer before you sent it. I think I may have seen the trailer, but it was like a snippet. Then you sent the trailer, and I was like, oh. Then it was like Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry, who? Yeah, we can review this. All right. Like, this is how I'm thinking, right? But once I got into it, I kind of put him to like the back of my mind, and all I saw was like dumb people. Like, are you serious? Like, Tyler Perry was gone. Like, no, this is you all. You all are making dumb mistakes. You all are making silly decisions. Even though I know he wrote it was still like all I saw were you all. It was the actors and like that was dumb. Why would you
And
say
they
that?
could have
Why would you do that?
and the movie probably could have been longer, like you said, Kiran, but they probably had to edit it down to a certain amount.
Yeah.
So who knows, like what we're talking about could have been in there, could have been edited out. I don't know, but it was too many plot holes, which
It
takes
was.
us to the ugly of the movie, which was the plot holes, and the last 15 minutes. Now you want to speedball the movie.
23. 23. Last 23 minutes.
Right. The last one,
Right.
movie, now you speedballing the movie. And I'm like, wait, I want more here because this is the big grand finale and I wanted to see more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right. Like
And
he
I
answered
think
the phone and said 911. I'm like, that whole part. I'm like, he's like, hello, 911. I'm like, so they just gonna call you back like that? I mean, and then you
That part.
just calm like that? Okay, but okay. Go ahead, Steph.
And when 911 start calling people, when they start returning calls.
actually they do. If you hang up on 911, they will call you back, but the number comes through as a regular number. You don't know it's 911 until they say something. It's not coming up on your caller ID as 911. Like, it's not doing that. And I think he could have explored the end without making it longer. He has a tendency to be redundant. Like, sometimes his scenes go too long. Like, Tyler, we get it. let's move on. And I found that a lot like Tyler, I didn't need all of the painting scenes. He's an artist. We didn't need all of that. Like there were things I feel like we would have understood without him exploring it for so long. So then he could have flushed out, the end of the movie. Because I really wanted to know how long they knew that this lady had slept with this man. Like, so we just go throw that in there and keep going.
Right.
It was just sprinkles. And I'm like, wait a minute.
And how did she get her picture down and nobody's else's picture was down?
And nobody else's picture is down. And then this is another thing that bothered me with the whole drink your wine. Drink it. You don't want to drink.
You didn't touch her wine. You haven't touched her wine.
Drink. You haven't
Right. Is she a fool? Like, how
right.
Like, is she a fool? Like, really? Like, seriously. So I went back and watched it. After watching it the first time, I went back and watched it. At the beginning, when they were at the mother's birthday dinner or whatever, and the brother-in-law was talking to his wife about, he was like, yeah, she bought these 2 paintings. Her face was looking like she was in trouble. I think they were trying to build it up or whatever, but I guess it should have been a connection somewhere in between that part and that part, but it wasn't. It was just like, you have to go back and watch it to make the connection. I don't feel like you should have had to do that. Like a good movie, you can kind of follow along and you remember, but I'm not gonna remember her face back in the first scene because it wasn't. I had to go back and watch it. Then I was like, he mentioned the paintings, and I was like, oh, okay, that's the connection. But I still was like, okay, how did they? To your point, how did they get her picture out of all the pictures?
Right.
Yeah.
And then here's another thing with the whole plot twist, right? So we found out. I mean, help me out. Help me to see if this is actually the twist. You find out that your wife has slept with this man. So you set him up. Like we took all this time. We took an hour and 45 minutes to build up to the fact that you found out your wife slept with this man. I don't care 1, 2, 10 times. And you was going to set him up for him to go to jail for life? Why you just beat him up? I mean, like, what we doing? Why you just didn't confront him? What we doing here? And then you're going to take your sister-in-law down as well because she decided to represent it. Oh, child.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
And he's running for mayor.
Throw that in there. He's running for mayor. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. We used all this time just to say, oh, I was trying to set him up because my wife cheated on me with him. Wait.
And the mother talking about stab her. And I'm just like sliding the knife over. It was so many, it just screamed cheesy, like Tubi. Like it just screamed a lot of that just, but I was like, okay, I'm pushing through because I like Kelly Rowland. I just was looking like, okay, there's so many things that could have been, I just thought it could have been better written towards that part. And then I still don't know. I don't think, was her husband aware? Like I kept trying to rewind it to see. It seemed like he didn't know.
He didn't know what part.
But he knew to bring her back to the house.
Right. That's what I'm like, what part? Because, okay, so they asked her when she was at the house, when she finally came back to the house, the cab or Uber brought her to the house, and she asked them, did he know anything? And somebody said, like, no, this will break his heart.
He didn't know about the cancer. That's what they were talking about, that she was faking that.
Yeah, he didn't know that she was, he didn't know that that the mom was faking the cancer. The brother and the mom devised that plan to get more sympathy votes.
So when you're asking as far as did he know what?
About the setup with Kelly, like trying to set her, like they was trying to kill her in that house. Remember, she kept asking, like, shouldn't he be here by now? Like, I just want to know how much did the husband, like how much of that was he going to go along with?
I think they brought him in. This is just me and my personal opinion. They brought him in right when they revealed that Kelly slept with the dude too. You know, he was crying and they said, get out or whatever. I think they brought him in then because when she's running down the middle of the highway, she a track star, and he just happens to pull up at that time.
Right.
And you going back to the house instead of going away from the house after your wife said, your people crazy, we need to be going this way. Then you get that whole 911 fake phone call from your brother, and you just get off like, yeah, he told me I shouldn't have trusted you. Like, wait, what? You did know. I think they brought him in then.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the midst of all of that fighting and noise in the kitchen, where was them kids at?
Right. The 3 kids. Thank you.
Did they ever show kids?
They talked about kids, but I don't think
children.
Any kids. No, the mayor, the guy running for mayor, the brother, and Kelly Rowland's sister.
I didn't know they had kids.
Because remember, he was like, the kids are calling you. He wanted her back in the house when she was talking to Kelly. I'm like, wait a minute, did I ever see kids? And where these kids at? Was that
holes in the plot? Holes in the plot.
Right. So it was like it was some parts were interesting, but I just think it just wasn't well put together.
Right. And then I have another question that I hope y'all can help me with. I'm gonna call her Veronica from Haves and Have Nots. That's what she.
Yes.
What was her role in all this? Just to get in Kelly Rowland's head? Well, Mea, I'm calling her Kelly Rowland. And Mea head, like she telling him how they did it, when they did it, what he said. I was like,
I think to me it seemed like they paid her to do that because now she went back, and I think that's when she started pulling all the different things off
down.
Of the paintings down, and she ended up seeing her. I think, I don't know if I can't remember if she saw her before or after, but I think looking back, it seemed like they paid her to tell that story because Kelly had just smashed, right? And so everything that she told her was exactly step by step by step. So now she all up in her feelings because first of all, she was like, I'm his attorney. I shouldn't have overstepped the boundaries. And now she like, wait a minute, I did this. Now she's telling me. So it's not, you went from, okay, maybe I am special to like, wait a minute. Like everything he did with me, he just did with her. And so I think to me, looking back, it seemed like they probably paid her to tell that story. But then again, he may have already knew the story because his wife was a victim too. Now, another thing about all of that, because I was like, at first, when Kelly first decided to take the case, I'm like, well, maybe he is guilty because all the things he was saying. But then looking back, it was like, and he admitted, he was like, hey, I'm addicted to sex. Like, I just like to have a good time. And looking at it, it seemed like that was the truth. Like he was really telling the truth. He wasn't out here killing people. However, that one painting that did say, die, be you gonna die. I was like, okay, what just happened here?
Right. Like, they might have put that in there.
The family did?
Yes, because if y'all went there to go get her painting down, how we know you didn't put that on it?
But he admitted it. He said that. He said, oh, I could. He said she did something and he was really mad at her. Okay. He admitted it, so it didn't look good for his case. But I was just like, what is this really about? Like, okay, you smashed all of them, but that one just really pissed you off and made you mad, huh? So I was like, it just really wasn't coming together.
Have y'all ever seen paparazzi in Chicago?
No, not really.
You know what? So
they was following him in this movie.
I know, and I work in that building. So let me just say this. First of all, okay. You have the county one side, city the other side. So the Chicago police, baby, they're not gonna let people just walk through like that. They're gonna be on you. I was just like, okay, all right. And then I was thinking like where I was at when this was shooting. That's the door I go in to work every day. So I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah,
I've never seen paparazzi. That's a good point.
Even the news crew, they don't even let them. It's only so many people. So yeah.
He said they was following him everywhere he went. The paparazzi was right there. I said, I ain't never seen that in Chicago, but
oh my God, that was interesting.
That was, yeah. Yeah. I just think that, like I said, as much as I enjoyed the movie for the reasons I said, like, because I really am a Kelly Rowland fan and I just like seeing her do good things, great things. Then, hey, for the culture, I'm gonna watch it. I just was looking like, okay, it's so many plot holes, and it had nothing to do with Tyler Perry. It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody. But there were several things that just screamed, I don't know if anybody ever looked at this or thought about it, because like that, I'm telling you, that sex scene gave me the EBGBs. It really did. With them, with the part, not with them actually, doing the sex, but with him kicking that lady off at him. And then I was just like, anybody brush their teeth? Like certain things, I just feel like Black women just not gonna do. I just feel it in my soul. So that really, really got to me. And after that, I kept saying, let me go back and rewatch. Maybe I missed something. Is it something that I missed? But I realized that I didn't.
You didn't.
But
He
I
ain't
did
get no hot time. He ain't get nothing. He did not do anything.
That's what I'm saying. A towel, like, oh, I don't even think about it. I'm just like, I can't intermingle with the juices. It just can't happen. But I
He
was
ain't
thinking
changing no sheets, no nothing.
Right.
But he was looking at her. Did y'all notice? Like he was
the whole
looking
time.
at her.
He was
looking
building.
he was looking creepy.
He knew what he was doing. He was building it up because she kind of opened up and gave one little clue about how her marriage was and wasn't or whatever. And to me, that was a door for him to just kind of, keep pushing, and eventually she bit it, right? And she was like, okay, let me go back and kind of see if everything he was talking about was really true. Now, let's move to this paint scene real quick because and I get that the situation beforehand was a mess. Like it wasn't okay, you gonna take a shower? Like what just happened here? Like where she just go? What just happened? It was like all that just went out the window. I think that the fact that he was an artist or whatever, I think that was a dope piece of art. And I'm sorry, the act, and then when they kind of finished, how they was like laying there and the body paint was like just all around them. I was like, baby, the stock is going up because that was really, I thought that was really dope.
It was pretty. It was very artistic. I think that the colors looked beautiful on Kelly's skin, like just the whole silhouette. I did think that was very beautiful.
That part, right? That's it. And past that, I was like, the part before that, what led up to that or whatever. I'm just like, okay, wait a minute, what just happened? Yeah. But the act, right? As soon as they finished, you kind of saw the paint sitting on their bodies. I'm like, okay, both of them were fit. Like, they were both fit. And I was like, okay, yo. So yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah,
that was very pretty. I will.
Tyler Perry is going to make sure that he has attractive men in his movie, no matter how bad.
I was going to say something, but
he's going to make sure that the men in his movie are attractive, which actually is not really believable because you mean everybody fine. That's it. Like, ain't no ugly people in this neighborhood.
Not the men. Not the men.
That's what we doing, but
because all the men were handsome. All the men, like the brothers were handsome. Vontae, like you're right. All the men were very, very attractive.
That's how it is as far as on his show, Sisters.
Yeah,
everybody. That's
except for that. I don't know what I think on Sisters though. What's the guy that worked in the bank? What's his name? I can't think of his name. Maurice.
I said,
okay,
but he's still a nice looking guy. Okay. He's still a nice looking guy.
Okay. I digress. Okay.
Said, okay. But you know what? Even with that scene, and Stefanie, even with what you just said, I'm like, you know how usually they show all the parts for the woman. I guess he said, I'm gonna let y'all see the man.
I did notice. I said, well, you gonna zoom in on the behind, ain't you?
Zoomed. Yeah.
That man was 3.
But I think Tyler Perry knows his audience. And he knows there are not very many men watching his movies like on their own. that typically it is going to be Black women, as much as we will talk about him, that will then still support him and watch his movies. So it's almost like he's like, this one for you. Here you go. Like, here you go.
Right.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's definitely a good point, Stephanie. That thing. Lord.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, for all the money that he saves, I need him to hire like an intern to read scripts all the way through. Because even at the end, when he said something, like they asked him, like, how does it feel to be out? I was like, he was out all the time. This man was out on bail.
He was out on. It should have been failed to be
should have said, right. The wrong wording again. Who was reading the script?
Right.
For continuity, it's like the continuity just be off.
That's true, because he never got locked up. He was just kind of like supposed to be like not out everywhere. He didn't even have, because he was on motorcycles and stuff. He didn't even have a brace on his leg. He wasn't on house arrest or anything.
For attempted murder in Chicago, or for murder in Chicago.
And then it's like he was like, I don't want to come to your office, come to my house. That was by like, why is Kelly Rowland just constantly going over there? Then her best friend, I'm saying he was her best friend, was like, you know, I think he's lying. He's a psychopath. That enough to be like, I'm not gonna go over there. No, you got to meet me in my office. You know what? Then we never saw Kelly practice law. I mean, like, no fake case to set up. What kind of lawyer are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so many things I was just wanting to see more. So I think that.
I mean, I was like, really? You letting your husband read the case? That's unethical. Like, you're giving, she hadn't even taken this man on as a client yet, and she knew so much information. Where do they do that at?
On the Tyler Perry shows.
Right.
Yes.
But I did like her part. Pick a bill. Anyone. Pick one. I was like, okay. You know, stepped up your acting.
Yeah. She basically was like, until you can pay one of these, like your voice means nothing. I'm like,
exactly.
Oh, then he went and bought the mama that. Was it a watch she gave her?
Yeah. And it looked cheap though, but I guess it was expensive. But it looked a little rinky dink.
Then he had to steal the piano to get it.
I'm telling y'all, unrealistic.
And how did she not notice the piano was gone?
That part. Unrealistic. How do we get that way? I saw the piano. I mean, I'm just like, that whole thing was cringeworthy. Oh, Kelly, or not Kelly, Mia, you can sit down at the end and I want her. I'm telling y'all would have heard about it. So I would have drugged the mama and the ex and Mitchell by their back hair. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna sit at the end of the table with my sister looking, and no, Tyler. No.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry loves a white mama for the Black kids.
You know what? What's on the show?
It was another white mama.
Sisters, he had 2 white dads.
So did.
He sure did.
For the white mamas, for the Black kids.
Yep.
That wig was atrocious. I just was glad that the Black women's didn't have on the stage play wigs. I think that made me happy. I was like, thank God. But yeah. So y'all, what are we gonna rate it out of 5 stars? Out of 5 stars, Karan, what would you give Mea Culpa?
I am going to give it maybe a 3.5. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's average. Okay. Stephanie, what you thinking about?
I'm gonna go with a 3 too, because the writing was bad, but the actors were actually good to me.
Yeah.
Like, they did their job. They just didn't have good material to work with.
Right.
Good. I like that. I got Tjuana.
Yep, I agree with Karan and Steph. I would do a 3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
3.5. I'm there because I did like the cinematography, like you said, Stephanie. I thought it was beautifully, you know, it was very good to look at. Again, I thought all the people were beautiful to look at. So it wasn't, other than what we said, like the holes in the script and things like that. Other than that, you're right. The acting was really good. And I was really, really proud that I didn't know how Kelly Rowland was going to do, only because I seen her like on the Merry Little Christmas, like she did a little Lifetime stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, though that's like a one-dimensional type of character, but I really think that she did as well as she could with the script.
Right.
Did a good job. I did like her hair and makeup. And so for that, I would say definitely 3.5. So, well, y'all, so we're going to suggest, don't take our word for it. Y'all watch it. It's on Netflix.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you all out there, if you have seen this movie, Mea Culpa, go ahead and let us know your thoughts and the rating that you would give it. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let us know in the comments below. We thank you all for coming on and joining us for this podcast. We thank our guests,
Thank
Stefanie and
y'all.
Tjuana. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming on. Besties out there, don't forget. Please like, share, subscribe to all of our pages and all of the platforms that we are on, because we are on every single platform that is out there. Make sure you are following us for this podcast and all of our other podcasts that we have out there. We love you all so much, and thank you all for your support. See you later.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.